Hi everyone. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Road to the RAHi 2025. Now we're reflecting on RAHi 2024, and I'm your one and only host, Faith Malambo from Zambia. Now RAHi 2025 is coming, and it's here bigger and better. We have been reflecting 2024. Now it is a great time to be back and get ready for the RAHi 2025. Now, RAHi 2024 was awesome. It was exceptional. It was amazing. And I'm sure that you guys can attest to that. It had 3 days of big talks, and even this one will have 3 days of big talks, new ideas, a strong bond. The young leaders from Africa will be talking about team health, from big policy charts to farm workshop, and of course, we are showing up in big numbers. I hope you have registered and made a date to be part of this amazing journey of the RAHi. And remember, young people, team up to make change, and of course come up with different solutions and ideas on how to make and create that change in their various countries. This is the regional 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗃𝗂𝗯𝗲. Now today I'm on this show to be joined by two great men. And of course, I have my sign language interpreter as well as, I guess, I'll start by introducing, I guess, 𝗙𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗂𝗁𝗲. He's an advocate, brain expert, and a pro in growth and roots. Mr. 𝗙𝗵𝗁, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How please, my teenagers, my young people, they love, you are too serious, you're even scary with your host now. Please mouse down. And you have a dimple. Oh my God, just the dimples are big.
Actually, I have two. One big, one small.
I love the bigger one. Welcome to the show, Mr. 𝗙𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗂𝗁𝗲.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. That is Mr. 𝗙𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗂𝗁𝗲. Just by the deepness of the dimple, you will know we're in for deeper, wonderful, and great things right here. And of course, my show would never be complete without my ever-bolded sign language interpreters. Today, I have a new gentleman who knows it could be my soulmate. I have 𝗪𝗵𝘁 Ganda. Amon, how are you? Amon is not talking to me. I want you to use your voice.
I'm saying I'm okay, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to hear that voice. Well, just to start with, we're not taking much of the time. We have a 30-minute show, and I want it to be as wonderful and beautiful as possible. Now, we're looking back literally at the RAHi 2024, reflecting, and of course, having to hear expectations of this year's RAHi. Remember, guys, the RAHi 2024 will be running from the 12th of November to the 14th of November 2025. Make that date. And of course, for you that are just joining on this show, make sure to make your comment contributions and tell us what you think about the RAHi. Comment down below. To start with, Mr. 𝗙𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗂𝗁𝗲, was the RAHi 2024 your first RAHi you ever attended? Did you know about it before attending? And if you did, would you tell us what you hoped for in Lusaka and what surprised you or matched your hopes as you were coming? What were you looking forward to? I'm going to Zambia to attend the regional adolescent gala. This is what I want. Did you get that?
Thank you so much. So we start with RAHi Kucharo. That's what okay.
I like that. All the way from Malawi, RAHi Kuchalo. Thank you.
RAHi Kucharo. Okay. Yeah, actually, RAHi is and it was the first time to hear about it, and I just got an invitation, and I must say, it exceeded my expectations. Like when I was going to Lusaka last year, I hoped to spend across the region. So we deliberate on the issues of health, gender, and environmental issues. But what surprised me most was how open and creative everyone was. It was fun, like music, discussions. It wasn't just a conference. It was like a family of change makers shaping a shared So, like the leadership itself, it really matched my hope. What I hoped to get, what I gained was so extraordinary. I came back home. I learned so much. Zambia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and those fab.
Well, now that leads me to my next question. You do a lot of advocacy works. What did you bring to the RAHi 2024? And if I'm not mistaken, I think you had a session of just having to talk about 1, 2 things. What did you bring to the RAHi, and maybe bring health talks or rules panels? How did your ideas spread during the session?
Yeah, we engaged so much during also parallel sessions, and I brought insights because the climate change issue, adolescent and how they interact, how they integrate each other. So mostly we looked at how can we link climate change to adolescent and how environmental degradation affects us young people and our overall well-being. So during the group discussion, we talked about different issues, gender issues, GBV, among others, and creativity made advocacy at those group discussions. And aside that, I also engaged the participants formally, exchange experiences, grassroots mobilization, and also green youth initiatives. Okay, which later I must say also because of collaborations. I engaged with the organizations from 𝗪𝗵𝘁, where we talked about development. I also met the organization from 𝗙𝗵𝘁𝗃 State Journalists, where we talked about where climate change and our 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗃𝗁𝗃 shall also integrate. So these are the experiences that we share in various RAHi.
That is wonderful. Apart from the experiences shared and what you learned, how did the teachings of the RAHi grow to be impactful in Malawi? Is there something that you took from the RAHi and you got to implement it back in Malawi? And how has been the feedback? Was the RAHi experience helpful to bring development to Malawi as a whole?
Yes, actually I did. I learned something new. There's no progress of implementation of any activity without, like, when the user at the forefront implementation, it becomes effective. I also learned something, how to use sarcasm in advocating for change. How to, yeah, we had colleagues from ZIM, that image they had, the song they were singing. I noticed something like they were literally like using sarcasm to advocate for something, because we know that we can use anything, something, but you are spreading the message.
Yeah.
So when I collaborated with youth environmental organizations, where I also talked about how the youth can take the leading role in regards to environmental health. Here we're talking about not only about issues of climate, but also the environment, the surroundings where they are, because sometimes we get from where we are living, and at the same time how we can integrate environmental awareness. These cases where initial and the 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃 was during the so we talked about this, and we literally use sarcasm how we can some of this idea. So we could design campaigns virtually, and also the RAHi became the spark that keeps our team on life.
Wow. Sarcasm. It's okay. I guess that's the language only young people would understand, and our parents would be like, what are you talking about? But the message is being heard. To you, we talked about, there's something that interests me about you and the other people that came for the RAHi. So My question for you, firstly, were you at the RAHi?
Last year, yes, I was at the RAHi.
Okay. Amon, were you at the RAHi?
Yes, I was there.
At this point, I want your mouth and your hands to collaborate well. At this point, you were at the RAHi.
I will try.
Yes,
Although it's going to be a bit difficult, but yes, I was there at the conference. The RAHi.
I like that one. I always love it when the mouth and the hands are doing the most. So my question to you is, there's one thing that I came back with from the RAHi, not only one, but among the many things, one thing that touched my heart from the youth section was the one condom, one round. One round, one condom. Were you there?
Yes, I was there. Yes.
Great. Now, on that aspect, I want you to probably give a feedback, being one of the people who has probably been in the field and has gotten to understand or have the insight of what's going on when it comes to early pregnancies. Has there been a reduction? Because one condom was prevention of pregnancy, was also reduction of infection of HIV and all that. Do you think that lesson of one condom has worked? Or do we need to make a post about it?
Okay. Yeah, I think that thing of the one round, one condom, we cannot say it has helped in so many ways, especially in the place where I'm found, where we have youths. Most of them they are not actually well educated with regards to the SRHR thing. So you find that some of the youth, they actually ignore the issue of using the condoms and everything. What you find at the ground is that youth, they just engage into illicit behaviors, and others will actually get into the issue of teenage pregnancies, which will give us a conclusion to say for them to get teenage pregnancies, unplanned pregnancies, it is because they are not using any of these condoms that we preach about. Of course, it is not their problem. The problem could be lack of sensitization. Yeah, we can sing about sensitization, but in the let me use the word common, or in the shanty compound which surrounds us, sensitization is not up to standard, and that is why I think we need to do more about it. Of course, at the RAHi, were the two of us that came from 𝗥𝗵𝘁𝗲𝗰. If I'm not mistaken, there was me and my colleague 𝗥𝗵𝘁𝗲𝗰𝗁, and we've not had that time to get into the deep areas of 𝗥𝗵𝘁 and sensitize about this. So I think that's what I can. That's what I can give. I'm sorry I couldn't manage to to combine the science and my, but if you need me to do that, I think I
noticed
can try.
that.
You know,
I noticed that. Now,
especially when you're alive.
I noticed, and I just saw you just taking your hand. So for a moment, I was confused. I'm like, is this a language or something is happening? But I get you. There. Well, you mentioned you and 𝗙𝗵𝘁 coming from 𝗥𝗵𝘁. It is something that you haven't perhaps taken much into its consideration, best way to use, like you haven't seen that being implemented as much. But at your own personal point of view, when you talk about compound, there's no much sensitization. As a person who has keen interest for young people, and of course being part of the large group that is so much into advocating and curbing these issues, what would be your personal thought or opinion on how best this sensitization can be implemented to make sure that what we are talking about is taken into action and change is achieved?
Okay, I think the best, there are already existing mechanisms that have been used to ensure that the information that is discussed at the RAHi is spread to all parts or all corners of the region, southern, central, and East African region. But the best way that can be done is using the same platforms that we have, such as
Okay, I'm thinking Amon has ditched on us. Well, back to you, Mr. Philemon. Let's get to another question for you. We missed that, Dimple. I need to have you back on my screen. Now, the best moments keep us going. What were yours from last year? Fun learning sessions or meetings that started teams? And how did you link with how do they help you? The fun meetings and every other workshop that was made at the RAHi?
Okay, thank you so much. What I've learned, what I learned actually, that I focus stronger when it is inclusive, that when young people are not just empowered but empowered. So we had several sessions where we had to act as the leaders or policy makers, and we would get questions from the young people. They will ask real questions and respond as leaders. How? So in this way, we're trying to tell the leaders how or what we want them to do for us as young people. So we like that emulation we had, that act we had, we were sending it. So RAHi also taught me to listen more, to co-create more, okay, and also to guide others to take ownership. Okay, so the change that I've seen is incredible, and more action driven than who see themselves as part of the solution. So this is what I had.
Okay. And from all the lessons learned and the great ideas that you are talking about from the RAHi 2024, which one of it stuck most with you, and how have you added it to your daily life as a green fighter and advocate? What changes did you see?
Okay, as a green fighter, what stuck with me was I would say how I can get that people develop their own projects on climate change and 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗃. And also at the same time, looking at on how we can, how the youth from different backgrounds or different levels of education can come together to create projects that that achieve maximum impact for all the Africans, for the youth. So I learned something that if you want to do something for don't just have thoughts, okay, bring them together, ask them three questions. What do they want? When do they want? Okay. Yes, we understand. If so, okay, we understand. We can't continue telling the adolescents that stop having sex, stop starting sex, or don't engage in people. But we know, and it's human nature that once they come of age, these are the that they will engage in. So in this case, you have to tell them, okay, you cannot tell them that stop engaging because you tell them to engage in sexual activity. They will do it behind our backs and it will be unsafe. But we tell them, okay, we understand this is the age, but at least compromise. Where can you get the condoms? The issues to use. That's all what it is. Yeah.
Okay. One round, one condom. Well, just when you talk about that, also apart from the other aspect of your learning, I want, as a parent, at this point, I think I'll look to you as my uncle, something, you know what I mean? But at this point, we're talking to somebody older who's not a teenager. I'm not sure about being a youth. I need to do some background check, but I'm sure it's the youth. You are late in your late season being a youth.
Exactly.
So I want from from the aspect of speaking to from the aspect of you speaking as somebody who's older than an adolescent, a young person, I would want you to highlight on one of the important things that you noticed about the grievances of young people during this RAHi, and how well do you think these issues were addressed? I think we had quite a number of things that are affecting young people and adolescents that were brought to the table. One of them, of course, being the nature of, prevention of pregnancy, of course, fighting HIV infection and whatnot. All those the major aspects that are affecting young people. What do you think was the most that came out, in your own opinion, that is affecting the young people? And what would be your word to the young people based on what you noticed?
Okay. Based on the different price sessions that we had, young people are being affected. Issues to do with STI. They do not have access to youth-friendly health to a challenge among young people. They are willing to visit the clinics, but then where can they get? How can they access it? And at the same time, also issues to stigma and prejudice, depending on where they're coming. Okay, these young people are willing to talk issues, but they do not have a platform where they can talk about the issue. So RAHi was that moment where everyone was free and felt at home, like this is what I'm facing. Okay, and these are the issues that I'm facing out there. I would want to engage in these particular issues, but I do not have issues. Okay, issues to do with the gender-based violence. In this case, we talk about not only for the female side, also the male side, where the platforms offered to the boys. And I attended a men-only session where males were able to bring out whatever they were facing, where they're coming from. So such platforms, they are also needed. So access to sexual productive health services is still something that just face. And the issue of one condom, one round, they would easily adopt. They have access to those things. Yeah.
Okay, still on that, I still have like 6 minutes. Amon, you've done a lot. I think you need to stretch your hands now and make use of your mouth. I want to hear your voice. So, Amon, we are the young people, and we're advocating for change in so many areas. Of course, we want change. I want employment. We want to fight child abuse. So many things that the young people are trying to fight for. Now, as a person who attended RAHi and got the message of what the young people were struggling with, do you think, going back to 𝗥𝗵𝘁, there has been a change to that? Or if not, what is the most challenging thing that the young people are going to do that is standing as an obstacle to express themselves and be heard? Are you scratching your head because the question was not heard? I repeat, or you're okay?
Repeat your question. I think my network is tripping, so you have to repeat yourself. Please.
Okay, I'll try to make it. My question is, young people have been standing and advocating for inclusivity in so many things. They want to be included in planning. They want to be included in so many things. Also, you have stood as people who want to fight against the many things, challenges that the young people are going through. Now, going back to 𝗥𝗵𝘁 from the RAHi, based on what you learned, what was your observation? Do you think change is attainable? And if not, what is blocking the change?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I think from the points or the knowledge that we got from the RAHi 2024, it has helped in some way. And in terms of decision-making body, especially the CDF committees, and also in different meetings, the provincial administration here in 𝗙𝗵𝘁. I've also seen some emerging organizations, youth-led organizations, which are placing themselves available to work with the government of the day and also doing different activities on the ground. Some organizations actually have gone as far as volunteering their services at the clinics there, because before 2024, yes, there never used to be some, most of the health facilities never used to have youth-friendly spaces, but I can confirm that at least two health facilities that I know, they have youth-friendly spaces, all because of these young people, the ones that we tried to mentor, and they have shown actually their availability and willingness to work. And I think some of the things that needs to be done is the youth themselves, ourselves as youth, we need to make ourselves available so that we can go into these offices, government offices and non-governmental organization offices, to knock there and explain ourselves what services can we offer. Because if we don't stand ourselves, I think we to make ourselves available and go there. So I think it is only attainable if we ourselves can make that commitment to visit these offices that I've mentioned. So I think part of the change, I think I've mentioned that, I've seen some.
Great job. That's actually a good feedback. Two facilities that are involving the young people, that is great. At least that is better. That is really, really good. And I know that we hope to see an expansion in that. Well, I have only 2 minutes, but this 2 minutes, please, director, bear with me. I'll take only 3 because I need this question to be answered. Now, lastly, before I can let you go, maybe not lastly, but somehow last, to Mr. Philip. You know, every time when people are coming together, there's always an ultimate goal at the back of their heads. And also, you can't continue doing something if you don't see the results of why you're doing it. You only continue because you have noticed the change and there's a reason to keep doing it. My question to you is, why must the RAHi keep bringing young people from across Africa? Yes, why should the RAHi keep happening? And for 2025, what are your ideas? What are the things that you would make out of this event? And what would you want to see that you consider as great? So my question in short is, why should we continue having the young leaders of Africa come together to attend the RAHi? And from your personal perspective, what can be done to make the RAHi even greater?
All right, thank you so much. That's a good question, actually. And I must say that RAHi is only space that truly amplifies young African voices across borders. So RAHi must continue because it's not only about bringing young people together, but our challenges are connected as the youth across the continent. So are our dreams are also connected. So we are looking here at have one strong principle of hope and innovation across the continent. Need to have a voice. So this voice can only be amplified when such platforms are offered. So RAHi must continue. It must, because it's not only about it's not just a gathering, it's a movement across the nation. So it must continue because that's where young people are safe. That's where young people are. That's where young people can understand themselves more and challenge them. So we need RAHi. 𝗙𝗵𝘁𝗂𝗏𝗏.
That worked. I was about to swallow my words. Now, last, this one now is last. Mr. Philemon. This is a word from your heart. You know, when you're coming on the show, of course, you have this. I have the questions I'm going to be interviewed, and I'll just give answers according to what I'm asked. But at this point, this is where I ask for your heartfelt words from you as a person. What is your message to the young people that are watching this? Remember, the RAHi isn't just about entertainment, it's about learning. And from what you have said, I testify to the fact that you learned. So from your heart, what is your message to the young people, both about the RAHi and just as an elder giving a child advice? As I close the show, what is your word to my beautiful viewers?
Okay, from my heart, both RAHi.
From your heart to mine.
From my heart to yours. From my heart to yours.
Yes.
Okay. RAHi, you need to take RAHi as the group of friends that you have. Everyone has friends. You have best friends that you can confide. You can share stories. Whatever is troubling, you need to take RAHi aside. RAHi, that's where you feel safe. That's where you're given a space to take out your anxiety out there on track. When you attend RAHi, you go back home, you have you feel like you are burning as gifted as young. Depression as whatever is troubling, issues to do with sexuality, age, and among others. To the young people, the future is ours to take. No one is coming to save us. If you have issues, do not keep them to yourself. Have role models. Have people you can look up to. Whenever something is troubling, don't reach out. Whether sexual issues, whether psychological issues, always reach out. Always reach out. That's what I say.
Thank you. So the message from Mr. Philemon is always reach out. Amo, as a young person, you are, I'm sure you're not about 85. I can't see you backstage. You are still a youth. It's Mr. Philemon. I think it's supposed to confirm who I am. What is your message to the young people as a person who has been attending RAHi or somebody who wants to do RAHi? What is the message that you have for young people, and why would you advise somebody to come for the RAHi this year?
Okay, I would like to borrow some words from Mr. Philemon Piri. Yes, the young people, the future is ours. Whatever we do now will matter in the future. We need to secure our future. We need to make sure that we take charge of whatever we are doing and something that will come in the future. And apart from that, the RAHi is a very important platform that will help you to learn new things, that will help you also to share the knowledge that you have, because there will meet people from different countries in Africa here. So they'll bring their new ideas and we make sure that we find solutions to these problems, because it is us who are going to take lead of this nation, of this world, and the continent at large. So let's meet at RAHi, let's be there, and let's take responsibility of ours. I think that is all.
Well, thank you so much. I am really, really honored by that word. From me, from my heart, to you, my beautiful viewers, my word for the day is you will not learn by being confined in the spaces that you're already used to. Expose yourself to different spaces and learn to be the difference that you want to see, or to make the change that you want to be a part of. Ah, that was deep, Mr. Philemon. That was deep. Give me a thumbs up. Well,
Thank you.
Yes, please. Well, to our viewers, please, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Mr. Philemon. That was an amazing show all the way from Malawi. I'm excited to have you on this show. And of course, I look forward to seeing you. This time when I come for the RAHi, I'll need to shake hands with you. Who knows? I might just find myself a space in your advocacy space or something.
Please, please.
Thank you so much.
I'll be on.
Yes, please. Yes, I will be. I will see you. Amon, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. You always make this show special because it calls for inclusivity, and I'm sure one of our viewers has benefited from your great works, and we're really honored to have you. Well, guys, from beating hopes, making friends for life, to using ideas in real life, one truth: when young Africans meet, our health future shines. Remember, you have the key to what you want to see tomorrow. Our forefathers taught it, we take it, and we live by it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. A big thank you to my guests as usual as we get into the road to the RAHi 2025. Please, guys, keep the dates from the 12th to the 14th of November, and I hope you have made those registrations. If you want to find that registration form, get to our Facebook page, the Youth Platform TY. You will find it on the page and register to be part of this great journey. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much, and of course, thank you to our director of this show and to everyone that is behind the scenes for this great, wonderful show. I appreciate you guys. I've been your host, Faith Malang. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, and remember, always keep a smile. Bye, guys.